So far, she'd been able to act normal. On this day, they were sponsoring a cookout pool party in honor of Janelle and her championship baseball team. Janelle was an all-star on the team, a feat not shared by many young girls her age. Most of them played softball, but it was baseball that fascinated 8-year-old Janelle the most, and her family couldn't be more proud of her. The aroma of hot dogs and hamburgers radiated in the air as Mason and his brother, Vincent, manned the grills. 14-year-old Mace helped his mother set the tables, while Janelle swam playfully in a pool with her friends. He was very protective and proud of his sister, and often helped her practice in a nearby park. Mace had recently gotten a hardship driver's license due to the unpredictable work schedule of his parents. He'd been driving under the watchful care of his father since he was 13, but was unable to make it official until now. He had particular restrictions to follow, but he mostly received it in case of emergencies or to transport his sister to her ball games when his parents were unavailable. Cherise exited the house and made her way over to the grill. Chatting with parents as she progressed across the lawn, the parents seemed to be enjoying the cold lemonade and iced tea as they listened to music and kept a watchful eye on their children. "Mason, here's the last of the burgers," Cherise announced as she handed the tray of raw beef to her husband. "Thanks, baby," he replied. "You can start gathering up the children if you want to. Lunch will be served in 5 minutes." She nodded and gave him a subtle kiss on her lips before walking away. Vincent looked over at Mason and asked, "What's wrong with CJ?" Mason looked in her direction and said, "You noticed it too, huh?" Vincent nodded in agreement. "I don't know, bro. She's been kind of distracted for a couple of weeks. I asked her if everything was okay and she said it was, but I don't believe her. She pulled a couple of doubles recently, hasn't she? Maybe she's just tired." Mason flipped the burgers and said, "I don't think that's it. She's used to working doubles. I honestly think it's more than that, but I'm not going to push her. When she feels like talking, she will." "Do you want me to talk to her?" Vincent asked as he glazed a slab of ribs with his special sauce. "Nah, leave her alone. She'll eventually come around." "I hope you're right," Vincent replied. "I'm going to check and see if she needs any help. Do you have anything ready to come off the grill?" He closed the lid on the grill and then turned to watch the children in the pool. "I will in about 3 minutes." "Cool. I'll be back in a second." Vincent made his way towards the kitchen, stopping to talk to a few parents along the way. He was one of Atlanta's most eligible bachelors, and women of all races and professions found him extremely handsome and irresistible. He could have invited one of the ladies in his life to the cookout, but today it was all about his niece and her accomplishments on a baseball field, and he didn't want any distractions. Inside the kitchen, Vincent found Cherise spooning baked beans into a large bowl. He walked over to her and asked, "Do you need any help?" "Actually, I do." She pointed towards the refrigerator and asked, "Can you get the pasta and potato salads out and help me take them out to the table?" "Sure," he answered as he opened the refrigerator door. "Thanks for coming over to help." He turned to her with a huge smile on his face and said, "I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Besides, Janelle would have been awfully angry with me had I not shown up. You know she calls me every day." She giggled and said, "She loves you very much." "I love her too," he said as he placed the bowls of salads on a large tray. When he looked up, he noticed Cherise was wiping her eyes. "Are you crying?" She wiped her eyes with a napkin and said, "I'm fine. I think I have an eyelash in my eye." Vincent knew better. In fact, he knew Cherise a lot more intimately than he was proud to admit. He walked over to her, cupped her face, and looked her into her eyes. But when he did, he saw sadness. "I don't see anything in your eye, but I'll blow it anyway." Then, as gently as possible, he softly blew his warm breath into her eyes. She blinked and wiped a few more tears that had spilled out of her eyes. "Thanks, Vincent. Whatever it was, it's gone." He backed away and said, "No problem." But it was a problem because his heart sped up the moment he looked into her eyes. He thought he finally had everything under control, but it was obvious that he still had a long way to go. Do you want me to go ahead and take these salads out to